A very good morning to all of you. In this class, I am going to start with another important topic of chapter molecular basis of inheritance, and the topic is expression of regulation of gene expression. So, how the expression of gene takes place in any organism? There are certain levels, different levels, that is transcriptional level, then processing level, transport of mRNA, and the fourth and the last level is translation. These levels help in the, by these four levels the translation process takes place. In the translation, protein or enzyme gets synthesized by synthesized by mRNA by the different steps. Now, in the first step, there is transcription level. First step is transcription level. That means, as we already know, in the transcription process where the mRNA gets synthesized from the DNA, or during the process, the different enzymes take part in the transcription of mRNA. The different enzyme, that means the DNA dependent RNA polymerase second, mainly synthesize the mRNA molecule by the different with the help of different holo enzyme, or with the help of core enzyme and sigma factor. The rho factor also take part in the termination of the transcription. So, as we already know, in the transcription level, the mRNA gets synthesized. Now, in the second step is processing of mRNA. Processing of mRNA. Third step, processing of mRNA, that means capping and tailing of mRNA takes place, and also the splicing of mRNA in eukaryotic cells, because not all genes undergoes in the translation process. So some of the genes which do not constitute in the protein synthesis part, they have to remove from the mature mRNA. So that's why the splicing takes place. Now there is tailing, and this one is capping. Capping and tailing both takes place for securing the both end of mRNA. For securing the both end of mRNA, because both end of mRNA are highly reactive, or due to the presence of 3' hydroxyl group double as compared to the DNA molecule, or because of the DNA molecule is as compared, if we compare the structure of DNA and mRNA, so there is quite difference in between the nucleotide of mRNA and DNA. Now these structures, due to the presence of 2' hydroxyl group in the mRNA, that makes mRNA less stable as compared to the DNA molecule, or also because of uracil, that makes also the second difference is presence of uracil. Presence of uracil in mRNA also makes DNA quite different, makes mRNA quite different from the DNA molecule. Now the third step is transport of mRNA. Transport of mRNA. Transport of mRNA takes place inside from nucleus to the cytoplasm. During that time, there are so many chemicals which actually may respond with the reactive end of mRNA. That is reactive end of at the reactive end, or in between the strand of mRNA, the hydroxyl group, 2' hydroxyl group is present, or at the 3' end, the hydroxyl group, at the 3' end of mRNA, the hydroxyl group is present, or that makes mRNA less stable as compared to the DNA molecule. So that's why during the transport of mRNA, the capping and tailing also helpful in transporting of these mRNA. Now the fourth step is translation, and the final step, translation. This is the final step. During the RNA polymerase participate in the transcription level, or during the at the transcription level, the codes which are present on DNA actually get just copied on the mRNA for the translation, so that the protein gets synthesized, or RNA or tRNA or ribosome during the protein synthesis have that code on the mRNA, because DNA do not itself transport into the cytoplasm, because that is a genetic material, that is the master of any cell, that control the overall activity, metabolic activity and reaction or characteristic of a particular cell or specific cell or particular that organism or individual. So that's why the DNA do not itself transport into the cytoplasm. So they transport their mediator. That means the mRNA function as mediator. They have the codes just as codes totally copied from the mRNA. So from the DNA. So mRNA have that code which undergoes in the translation, that code present on the DNA, that particular just copied on mRNA, so that mRNAs are able to transport into the cytoplasm during the regulation of gene expression. In the transcription, as we already know, here is the double helical structure of DNA. And this one is 3 prime and here is 5 prime, and this one is 5 prime and 3 prime. And the DNA which has the polarity in 3 prime to 5 prime in direction only, that function as template strand, whereas the DNA which has polarity in 5 prime to 3 prime, that actually function as coding strand. So this one is coding strand actually. Coding strand have exactly same as mRNA, have code exactly same as mRNA. That's why the strand which has polarity in 5 prime to 3 prime known as coding strand, and that strand which has polarity in 3 prime to 5 prime actually function as template strand. That means they undergoes in synthesis process to transcribe the mRNA. From that strand, mRNA gets synthesized with the help of polymerases. That is RNA polymerase. Second, because of mRNA is synthesized. If we talk about the different polymerases inside the cell, there are so many different type of polymerases get synthesized for the translation of protein. That means here is the RNA polymerase first, that synthesize ribosomal RNA. So the ribosomal RNA take part in the formation of ribosome. If we talk about the structure of ribosome, there are different type of rRNAs are present. So ribosomal RNA, that is rRNA, is present. If we talk about the structure of 70S type of ribosome, the 70S type of ribosome, the 70S type of ribosome formed by the two subunits. These subunits are 50S subunit and 30S subunit. The 50S subunit formed by the 23S rRNA, 5S rRNA, so many. So there are so many RNA which which take part in the formation of ribosome. So as we already know in the transcription process. Now RNA second, as we know that synthesize RNA polymerase second synthesize mRNA, that is messenger RNA, and here RNA polymerase third synthesize tRNA. So all these type of RNA take part in the protein synthesis or in the translation process. Or so these are the important. Now after these, when the mRNA get formed, single stranded mRNA form, so here, the newly formed mRNA undergoes in the processing process. During the processing of mRNA, the capping and telling takes place for the processing of mRNA. Because of securing of both the end of mRNA, they are more reactive. The phosphate group is function as electrophile, and they attack the nucleophile present over the mRNA strand. Now present over the mRNA strand, because the mRNA strand also have the 2' hydroxyl group in the pentose sugar, so that makes the mRNA less stable as compared to the DNA molecule. Or due to this reason, the mRNA undergoes in the processing process for capping and telling. But after the synthesis of 8 to 10 nucleotide or synthesis of oligonucleotide, the capping process done at in which the 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate added at the 5' end for the capping of mRNA, and also the telling takes place by the addition of polyadenylate strand at the 3' end, that is known as telling of mRNA. In the telling of mRNA, the addition of approximately 200 adenosine takes place. 200 adenosine added at the 3' end of the mRNA. So after this addition of capping and telling, then mRNA undergoes in the processing, and that processing is known as splicing. During the splicing of mRNA, the untranscribed region, that means the some of the strands of mRNA do not code any type of protein. That codes are known as intron. Now, so during the splicing, there are so many segments present on mRNA. Actually, that segments are intron, or exons are interrupted by intron. Exon only synthesize the protein, but intron do not take part in the protein synthesis. So they have to remove from the mRNA. But how the process takes place? Whole process takes place during the splicing. So the coiling of mRNA strand that have the intron region, and that actually splicing done by the 2' hydroxyl group, because as we have already know the 2' hydroxyl group is also reactive as 3' hydroxyl group. So the coiling takes place in between the 5' phosphate and the 2' hydroxyl group. That due to this, the intron get coiled, and cutting off that segment from the mRNA and ligation of 2 segments takes place during the splicing of mRNA. That is considered under the processing of mRNA. Now let us discuss about the whole process of processing of mRNA. Processing of mRNA. In the processing of mRNA, the splicing takes place. In the splicing of mRNA, because here is the mRNA and the mRNA, the exon, region and intron both are present. So here is 5' end, this one is 3' end, and the outer region consists of exon, and exons are interrupted by introns. Here is again exon, then intron, and again interrupted by exon. So now the introns get coiled due to the attraction in between the 5' phosphate and the 2' hydroxyl group. As we discussed about this one segment, so this one is 3', so again here is 5' intron. This one is 5' intron, then 3' intron, then 5' exon, 3' exon, 5' intron, 3' intron. So during the splicing of mRNA, that region of intron get coiled, which have intron region. Due to the 5' phosphate and 2' hydroxyl group. Here is 2', not 3'. So 2' hydroxyl, again 5' phosphate and 2' 5' phosphate, 2' hydroxyl group. 5' phosphate and 2' hydroxyl group. 5' phosphate and 2' hydroxyl group. 5' phosphate, 2' hydroxyl group. And this one is exon. Here is also exon. Now this one is intron. Now all the introns remove as such in the form of coiled manner. For example, now all the exons ligated with the help of DNA ligase. All these are exon, are also said to be mature mRNA. So if we talk about the mature mRNA, the mature mRNA have only exon. If we talk about the recently transcribed mRNA or immature mRNA, that immature mRNA have two regions, exon or intron. That exons are interrupted by intron, or due to the intron, because intron have to remove from the mRNA because they do not transcribe any type of protein. Now after the processing of mRNA, the mRNA get transferred into the cytoplasm, from nucleus to the cytoplasm. Transport of mRNA. The transport of mRNA takes place from nucleus to cytoplasm. From nucleus to cytoplasm through the nuclear pore. As we know, there are so many components which is present in between in the nucleoplasm or in the cytoplasm. So many elements also. So they generally function or react with the 3' hydroxyl group. So for the transport of mRNA, or for securing both the end of mRNA, because both the end are so reactive towards each other, or also reactive towards the elements which are present in the cytoplasm or nucleoplasm. So they have to, because of more reactivity towards the other chemical of the mRNA, the capping and tailing takes place. or that help in the transport of mRNA from nucleus to the cytoplasm. And the fourth and the final step is the translation. Here is the translation. That is the final step of regulation of gene expression. Translation. In the translation process from mRNA molecule, the protein, specific protein gets synthesized from the mRNA molecule. That protein synthesized with the help of ribosomes. So many components take part in the synthesis of protein from the mRNA. Because as we know, during the transcription, during the replication process, the nucleotide chain gets synthesized from the nucleotide chain. But in the translation and transcription too, again the nucleotide chain gets synthesized from the nucleotide. But in case of translation process, the protein chain gets synthesized. That means synthesis of amino acid, addition of amino acid takes place. During the protein synthesis. So that's mean the nucleotide chain replaced by the amino acid chain or peptide chain. So for the difference in between both the mRNA strand or protein strand, so there is due to presence of protein chain or replacement of nucleotide by the amino acid, that is quite different as compared to the transcription or replication process. So for this purpose, so many components involved during the translation process. These components are ribosomes involved, endoplasmic reticulum also involved. The protein which are synthesized get transferred into the endoplasmic reticulum, where the folding of protein takes place. Because if here is also the protein is long chain, if the protein do not fold it properly, or maybe they undergoes in distortion, so they become functionally less active or maybe inactive. So due to this reason, the endoplasmic reticulum also take part in the protein folding, but not the protein synthesis, but they provide the environment for the protein folding, and ribosomes are present over the endoplasmic reticulum. Now enzyme and proteins which also participate in the form of factor, that is known as initiation factors, elongation factors and releasing factors. So ribosomes mainly catalyze the reaction, and these factors mainly provide energy, translocation of ribosome, also help in the reading of codons present on the mRNA. Now tRNA is also present. tRNA also help in the different enzymes. Enzymes take part in the activation of tRNA. So all these help in the process. Now all these help in the translation process. After the translation, now protein gets synthesized, but this protein is not functional. They undergoes in sorting and different modification undergoes in sorting and different modification to perform properly. Like enzymes. So protein are also enzyme, but they are not functional when they are just translated from the mRNA. These undergoes in the sorting into the Golgi body, or transferred into the Golgi body, where the sorting and different modification takes place. Due to the modification of mRNA and sorting of mRNA, they become functional. Now we take example in E. coli. Example of E. coli during the glucose metabolism. Here is the how the E. coli undergoes in gene expression. So here is the E. coli. Actually, E. coli or also bacterium cell. E. coli bacteria use lactose as a source of food, but lactose is not directly undergoes in the metabolic process. First they undergoes in breaking of metabolic process. So सबसे पहले यहाँ पे lactose because the energy source of cell or E. coli or any individual cell is glucose molecule, but lactose is a present which is a type of food taken by the E. coli bacteria. Now because they only metabolize glucose molecule, so first they break the lactose molecule into glucose or galactose. Glucose and galactose. Now this glucose used in the metabolic process or in the respiration process for the formation of energy. So what happens if the lactose is present or not present in the medium? When lactose is present in the medium, so here is lactose which is a disaccharide, here is disaccharide, and these are the monosaccharide, glucose and galactose. Now in the medium, if lactose is present in the medium, the cell synthesizes beta galactosidase enzyme. The function of beta galactosidase enzyme is breaking down of lactose into glucose and galactose. Now glucose are available for the energy formation for the metabolic reactions, or glucose undergoes in breakdown or during the glycolysis process. ATP gets synthesized inside the cell or inside the gets synthesized by the bacteria. But if so, how the beta galactosidase enzyme form? When the E. coli have lactose or they need energy for the metabolic process, actually when the E. coli have lactose in the medium, so for the medium or for the breaking of the lactose molecule, beta galactosidase is needed for the by the E. coli bacteria, or the genes for this enzyme present on DNA molecule. So particular specific sequence undergoes in the transcription so that they form mRNA. From the mRNA, the beta galactosidase enzyme gets synthesized, because all the enzymes except some of the ribozymes, all the enzymes are protein and ribozymes are simply RNA. Now, if lactose is present in the medium, so lactose is present in the medium, the E. coli undergoes in the gene expression. That means the regions or genes present on DNA undergoes in the transcription to form the mRNA, which have the beta galactosidase gene, or when they transcribe or translate, the finally beta galactosidase enzyme gets formed within a E. coli cell in E. coli cytoplasm, and with the help of beta galactosidase enzyme, the lactose breaks into glucose and galactose from disaccharide to the monosaccharide, and glucose is used as an energy source for the formation of ATP. If lactose is not present in medium, so there is no need for synthesis of beta galactosidase enzyme. So because lactose is not present in the medium, so beta galactosidase do not synthesize would not synthesized by E. coli, and so that the glucose and the galactose also not formed by the bacteria. So whenever the lactose present in medium, only that time the beta galactosidase expression, gene expression takes place for the synthesis of beta galactosidase enzyme. If the lactose is not present, so there is no need for synthesis of beta galactosidase. So gene expression only takes place when the cell need for particular enzyme and protein. If there is no need for synthesis of that protein and enzymes, so gene expression will not take place by the cell, by the any organism. So here is the overall regulation of gene expression. I hope you like this video. So keep listening and watching me, and thank you for listening and watching me.